Hey everybody, welcome back to one of my budgeting videos. This video is actually just going to explain how I mathed wrong and my cat fur everywhere, and how my payment plan for paying back the charges on the visa from when I went down to the States with my friend, and like which categories the money was coming from and all of that is fatally flawed. And I only really realized it once everything had gone from pending to like confirmed on the credit cards, that all the charges had gone through and all of my payments had gone through, because I did my payments not as like one lump sum total payment, but separated out from, you know, the money I was paying from the gift sinking fund and the money I was paying from Striker's Cash and like all the different places the money was coming from, because I like seeing on the statement all the individual payments that I make in case I need to go back and track them, which is very good that I did, because I had to go back and track them, because once everything got through pending and was finalized, I had a balance of $42.03 on my Visa card, and I was very confused. Now, $25.70 of that is from a charge I was purchasing, you're gonna laugh, I hope, a present for my cousin's dog. He has a large dog, a beautiful large dog. They're in England, and because they're in England and they only have, I think, like one Tim Hortons, everybody kind of loves Tim Hortons because like it's Canadian, right? And Tim Hortons came out with a line of dog toys, and so I bought a dog toy. It's a plushie, I think about like yay big, it hasn't come in the mail yet, of a box of Timbits, and it's just adorable. I couldn't not buy it for the dog. So like I said, it hasn't come in the mail yet, but when it does, I'll mail it over and just randomly send the dog a present, because why not? But yeah, so what's actually remaining on the Visa card to be paid off from the trip down to Blaine is $16.33, which makes no sense at all. Like I was just like, I don't understand where that is coming from. I went over all of my math, all my calculations. I'm like, surely, I thought what it was going to be is that one of the number amounts that I transferred over and to do my math for like how much to pay out of where, I accidentally transferred over the American dollar amount, not the Canadian, and that just messed up all the math. But that wasn't it. I went over everything, and it took me forever to figure it out. But what I did, now I have it written somewhere here. Okay, so when I was shopping at Target, and I still don't know why I switched from blue to black, but whatever. So when I was shopping at Target, I spent $28.48 on the Visa card, and I spent $63 in American cash. So like the cash, I should have sort of figured out, okay, what of the various things that I purchased is sort of falling under the heading of paid with cash, therefore it's already paid off, so it doesn't count towards like the Visa amount that I need to be paying. But I did not do that. Instead, I used the total amount that I spent at Target in my calculations when moving things over into their subcategories for how much I spent. Yeah, so I calculated all of the money out for what I still owed, or what not still owed, but what I owed the Visa, as if I had put all of my Target shopping onto the credit card, and when in reality, I only put $28.48 onto the credit card. And from there on out, everything was messed up. So I think the way that I figured it out, like broke it down into its categories and figured out from there what I had in each category, is like a sinking fund or a cash envelope to pay off that amount spent. I think it was all a valid way to do it. I was just doing it with wrong numbers, because of course I was, because it's me, and math just thwarts me at every turn. But yeah, so I had this funny amount sitting on my credit card, and I was like, I don't even know what to do with that. I don't know what's going on. So what I have figured out, once I figured out what I had done and that I did the calculations using the wrong information, I could not for the life of me bring myself to go like back through all the different categories and figure out, okay, so the $63 US converts to what Canadian, and then what do I want to put it towards, and then therefore I owe back, say like the sinking fund for my gift giving X amount of dollars, or I owe back to whatever categories. Do you know what I mean? Like I was just, I can't, my brain can't brain like that. So instead I've decided all of the mishap is just going to get reconciled using the grocery sinking fund. Because originally what I was doing is the groceries, I'm pulled over from my grocery digital cash envelope, the remaining amount that I had in it. So all of it, I cleared it out. It was $146.11, and I put it as a payment onto the Visa. And I still owed out of the grocery fund $94.44. And I was going to, when I do the budget for my paycheck for this weekend, instead of moving $120 from my paycheck into my cash envelope, sorry, my digital cash envelope for my grocery fund, I was going to do $120 minus $94.44, because I was just going to take directly from the paycheck the $94.44 and put it onto the Visa, and then that was going to make the amount I owed for groceries done and taken care of. And that's sort of how I calculated for everything that I still owed. Like, I was going to do that with the digital cash envelope that I have for fun. I was going to pull out $13.21 of it, and instead of putting it into the digital cash envelope, just put it directly onto the Visa card. Therefore, that was paid off. But I don't have all these little or not so little amounts from all these separate categories now that I have to do that because of my mistake, and because of, I want to term it as overpaying the Visa, but I really didn't, because it is money that I owe the Visa. I just sort of overpaid it from like the wrong categories. And so now I have to balance it all out again. So what I have decided to do is that the $16.33, that is what I actually have left over to pay for the trip, I am going to pull out from the grocery money. So before I put over my grocery funds onto my digital cash envelope for groceries, I'm yanking out $16.33 and I'm putting it onto the Visa card. And then $20 is going to be going, so the $20 that I would normally be putting in the paycheck I'll be budgeting today, I'm putting over to my my present sinking fund. I'm just going to put directly onto the Visa card. And then in all of the calculations, I think I actually forgot to calculate for the tax, and I think I had in total $4.59 of tax that I hadn't actually included in any of this money. And so I still owe $5.70 to the Visa after the money from the present sinking fund and the money from the grocery sinking fund are paying that off. And even though I know that that's actually the $5.70 is from the dog toy that I bought from my cousin, I think I explained it in the last video where I was talking about this. I discovered that my sinking funds, so they're just savings accounts with my bank, and if I put them under a balance of $100, then I start getting notifications like crazy about danger, it's under $100, get it back. And I don't know what the penalty is for having it sit under $100, and right now it's perfectly at $100. So I'm going to pull $5.70 from my travel sinking fund to pay off that last remaining bit on the Visa card, and then that way the Visa card is back down to a zero balance. If I feel like it, I can pay back the travel sinking fund from my present sinking fund next paycheck, and the money that I would normally put into the present sinking fund, I can just deduct $5.70 and move it over to travel, or I can just let it be what it is and pretend that that money from the travel sinking fund is going towards paying the tax that I forgot to pay when I was doing all these calculations. At this point, I don't even care. Like, it's all going to balance out. The Visa card is going to be paid off before it's actually due. So it's all going to be fine. It's just, I do something stupid with math every time, and I think I'm doing so great and I'm so proud and I figured something out, and then you get tripped. I get tripped anyways. Probably you don't get tripped up with it nearly as often as I do, but I always do, and then I have to go and fix it, and it's super frustrating. But it's fine. It is fixed. I'm doing my budgeting video for my actual paycheck in a separate video because they're already long enough as it is, and if I try to explain all of this in that video, it's just going to be crazy long. So you will see, if you watch that video, because I'm about to film that one as well, sort of all of those calculations I just mentioned being put into action as I'm budgeting that one. But I just wanted to explain it separately in case you don't watch those longer videos, but you were sort of following the Visa payoff from the trip. I don't know. I'm just trying to make the content not too long so that it doesn't terrify people. So that is the mistake that I made and how I am going to fix it. And I thought about trying to write the fix, like the mistake and then the fix in this little space so that it's all like in the book, and I might still, I just didn't do it yet because I'm like, I don't know that I could fit it all in that space. And I hate if I have like a topic of conversation of this page, like skipping a page and then filling it on the next to keep it all up to date in this book. It's just my own personal craziness. So I don't know, I might figure some way to fill it in here. I'm really not sure, but you will see it in action when I do the budgeting video for this week's budget. And yeah, there we go. My confession about just how bad I am at math. And feel free to laugh at me, because honestly, if I don't laugh at myself for these stupid things, I just get mad, and that's like no way to live life. So I will come around to laughing at myself, I'm sure, in another day or so. Other than that, that is the update that I have regarding the visa and the trip to Blaine and Target and Trader Joe's and all of that. I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for following my budgeting journey and watching this. Stay safe out there. I will talk to you later. Bye.